Hey everyone, today we're looking at some of the most strange and unique add-ons in Dead by Daylight. I'm not including any iridescent or meme add-ons in here, so trying to avoid any obvious ones. Let's get into it. Starting out, we have the Chatterer's Tooth for the Cenobite. This add-on completely changes how you play, and is an incredibly unique add-on, particularly for Pinhead. This add-on pretty much trades out your chain hunts for a stealth playstyle. With this add-on, you can see the box at all times. Picking it up will stop a chain hunt, and instead give you a 25-second duration of undetectable. The benefit of this is that it's a decently long time, and you see all survivor positions upon picking up the box. So this add-on provides this really unique and interesting, and honestly quite strange feeling gameplay from usual Pinhead. It allows you to be stealthy and play in a completely different way, actively avoiding chain hunts most of the time, and opting instead for undetectable. It isn't better, but it's definitely an interesting experience. Next up, we have Jenna's Last Breath for the Nurse. This add-on will allow you to press the active ability button after a blink, to return to the point which you blinked from. It's almost like a rewind nurse. You blink forward, then you can instantly blink back to your original position. It's incredibly strange and feels really awkward to play with, but it can weirdly work out fairly well, particularly if you overblink and the survivor runs towards you. You can then instantly move back and hit them. It's this very odd way to play nurse that a lot of people don't seem to expect, and again, weirdly effective. You can also choose when you activate this ability, as in you don't have to use it on every blink, meaning it's a pretty viable add-on to be honest, allowing you to play normally, but then catch someone off guard with a calculated reverse blink play. I found it pretty tough, but it was a fun and unique way to play nurse for sure. There's a fairly similar add-on too for the Spirit, named the Wakizashi Saya, which lets you return to your husk mid-phase by pressing the active ability button. The VHS Redacted add-on for the Clown is an add-on I really enjoy, purely for its strange and rather pointless effect. I'm calling it VHS Redacted because I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to say that word on YouTube. This add-on is a brown, so it's not like this add-on is trying to be something it's not, and it simply makes your pink clouds yellow and your yellow clouds pink. So now your pink bottle speeds you up and the yellow clouds slow survivors down. It's this really unnecessary but pretty funny switch that I actually think is very fitting for the Clown's character, and is an effect that isn't really present in any other killer's kits. In fact, I wish there were more add-ons like this that changed up Clown's effects in different ways, to possibly confuse the survivors who face them. More trick add-ons. Not much to say here, but it can cause some confusion, and overall it's just a very unique add-on, with not too much application, but a nice visual shift I suppose. Trick Blades are an add-on for the Trickster that give your blades a new ricochet ability. With this on, your blades will ricochet off of surfaces up to 2 times, allowing you to hit someone even if you miss to begin with. Ricocheting isn't something you can do with any other character really, making games with these very unique. They are so fun to use, particularly on indoor maps, where you can create this crazy inescapable blade barrage, with all your little pink blades reflecting and flickering all over the place. It's a ton of fun. It's also really mean, but again a very unique way to play Trickster, allowing you to get hits even without a sightline. Our next one here is a survivor add-on, which is the Glass Bead for the map. This add-on gives the map a completely new ability, called the Marker ability, activated with the secondary action button. Pressing this will place down a large beam of light in the trial grounds, as a marker of sorts I guess, to help coordinate a team by attracting fellow survivors to certain areas. Almost like an alternative to something like situational awareness or empathic connection. This add-on is unique for the sole reason that this is the only way you can create this marker, and it's quite a visually distinct and disruptive thing. Many people won't even know what it is. Much of the time when I run this, after the trial there will be a message asking what that weird beam of light was. The killer also can't see this light, with it only being visible to the survivor side. Yeah, this is a strange one. I'm not overly sure what its purpose is. Again, I presume coordination. Nevertheless, it's a unique sight. The Soul Chemical is an add-on for the Blight that I like to think of as the most mildly annoying add-on ever. I kind of just love how petty it is. It's like this unnecessary nerf to the survivors. With that said, it's a pretty unique effect. When rushing within 16 meters of a survivor, they will receive a difficult skill check if they are working on a generator or healing. This is unique for the fact that I can't really think of an add-on that triggers skill checks as a result of your power being used. It's a cool idea, and in this case it does actually catch out a decent amount of people. It isn't realistically going to help you win a game or anything, but it's just pretty funny to be able to bash into a wall by someone and then see a generator explode. It seems like it shouldn't really be a purple, but I don't think that's really a big deal. Disfigured Ear for the Hag is unique purely for the effect it causes, which I don't believe any other add-on actually can. This effect is deafening the player. When a trap is triggered, the player becomes deafened for the next 6 seconds. You can't really see the effect of this as killer, but from the survivor perspective, this makes this weird like underwater sound when a trap is triggered that actually can be fairly disorienting. You can still just about hear, but it's a little distorted and muffled, and acts almost as an alternative oblivious effect. Again, it's cool simply for the fact that it applies such a unique effect that I don't believe can be achieved through any other add-on. A bit like Soul Chemical, it isn't effective really, but a strange and unique add-on regardless. The BFFs is a new add-on for the Legion that I believe is the first ever add-on to use tokens. I want to thank Meep3 for providing some gameplay of the BFFs. My hard drive actually broke with my footage on it, so they came in and saved the day with some footage. They made DBD videos also, so I'd appreciate you all giving your thanks and checking out their channel. Link below. This add-on gains tokens through Feral Frenzy. You get a varying amount based on how many hits you manage to chain together in each instance of Frenzy. The more hits, the better. Once you reach 30 or more tokens, and all generators are completed, you gain a 4% boost to movement speed, permanently. This add-on isn't really good, and it only activates in the endgame, but the idea of it is so cool. The way it works on a token basis, and the fact it can be accumulated throughout the match for a bonus at the end, is such a cool idea, and so unique. It would be better as a yellow or something, say, but the fact that these add-ons are being introduced at all is unbelievably cool, I feel. Next, we have a combination of both the Scrap Tape and Interview Tape. These are two add-ons for the Doctor that completely break the mold of his usual add-ons. You can scroll through all of them, and these two really stick out. Both of them change the shape of your shock therapy ability. One of them changes your shock into a circle, the Scrap Tape, then the other changes it into a long but thin 24-meter beam. They're both very unique in terms of what they do, and together they are actually shockingly strong. You can just throw these shocks around like it's nothing, and they almost always hit. It's kind of crazy. When combined, the circle overlaps with the line, pretty much covering the entire area in front of you. These add-ons are so odd. They're extremely unique add-ons, which alone are strange and pretty awful, with their weirdly shaped shock attacks, but together are surprisingly strong, and fun to mess around with. Finally, we have another Survivor add-on, the Refined Serum for the Medkit. This add-on is unfortunately an event add-on, and only obtainable during Halloween events. When injured, you can press the secondary action button whilst healing to use the Refined Serum. Once used, you gain a 5% boost to movement speed for 16 seconds. You also get some cool visual effects like a blight trail following you and a zoomed out FOV. This add-on again isn't really the best, and to be honest, you're better off just keeping a medkit for the most part. But it is really fun, and it's cool that it changes up the visuals too, with the orange trail and FOV. This really makes it feel unique and special to use, and even with the short duration, it's fun to just zoom around. I would also include the killer Halloween event one in here too, the Blight Serum, which boosted you forward like a Blight Rush but for every killer. However, you can only use those add-ons during the Halloween event. The Survivor one is usable year round. Alright, well, that's gonna do it. I do hope you enjoyed, and be sure to drop any add-ons that you can think of that deserve to be outlined for how unique they are down below. Thanks, and goodbye.